thought, or at least most of it. Today, we'll witness a unique event before us in which our members will showcase a stunning occurrence with omnipresent things. May I humbly request our dignitaries to light up the IUCEE board by running the codes prepared by our student chapter. Mr.
So, wait, we are presenting she will see the yeah. When she presents, we should be active in Zoom and present through that alone.
Thank you, dignitaries. Kindly take your seats on the dais. Thank you, dignitaries. Kindly take your seats on the dais. Please put your hands together, guys.
Okay, should I play from there? No, this technically like muted wireless, you know.
Your development is very much needed to move these
Then there's a
rapidly.
music to play
And on that
during the
note, I'd
ceremony
like
time.
to call upon
I
Mr.
send the
Vishal
music, I share the
Gaikwad
music.
to welcome the honorees and introduce them to the gathering.
Good morning to one and all present here. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the inauguration of IUCEE Student Chapter of Atria IIT. I, on behalf of my team members, organizers, and the management of this institute, takes up this opportunity to welcome all the dignitaries. First, I would like to welcome Dr. Krishna Vedulla, founder and director of IUCEE, and I would request Dr. T.N. Srinivasa sir to present a memento as a token of our love. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Ravi Salgame, the MRC of IUCEE Atria, and I would request Professor Vasanthi to provide the memento. Uh, I would like to welcome Mr. Anil Kumar Pandit, who is also the MRC of IUCEE Atria, and I would request Dr. Nalinakshi N to provide, to give the memento to him. I would like to welcome Ms. Sampada Pachori, who couldn't join us today, but she's here online, virtually here. I would like to welcome our Dr. T.N. Srinivasa sir, who is the IUC Institute head, and I would request Dr. Nalinakshi N to provide a memento to him. I would like to welcome all my fellow students and IUC members for the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishal, and we're glad to be led by such esteemed personalities. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Speaking of which, we have arrived at the most important aspect of the day, and that is the investiture ceremony of our new office bearers of the student chapter. The newly appointed office bearers were elected after a thorough screening and elections held by our IUCEE coordinator, Dr. Nalinakshi N, and the student chapter coordinator, Professor Jasmine G. We would like to request Dr. Krishna Vedala to confer badges to our newly appointed office bearers. To begin with, we have the President, Mr. Kushal Gaikwad, on the stage, please. Vishal Gaikwad to wish you success as you prepare to take up the responsibilities and challenges of the student chapter. All the best, Vishal. Next, I would like to call Mr. Manoj Narayan to receive his badge as the Vice President of the student chapter. We hope your term here enriches our community vastly. All the best, Manoj. Next, we have Ms. Kirtana S., the Secretary of the Student Chapter. We entrust this responsibility on you. All the best, Kirtana. We'd like to call Ms. Aishwarya Shri on stage to receive a badge as the treasurer. We believe our treasurer will do her best and provide golden wins to our student chapter. All the best, Aishwarya. Now, we would like to call a newly appointed event coordinator, Mr. Abhishek P. In you, we trust to make numerous events successful. All the best. Thank you, Dignity. They say to act without a goal is a waste, and to have a goal but not act upon it is a worthless move. Now, we are glad to call upon our Vice President, Mr. Manoj, to reveal the roadmap for our upcoming days.
Hello everyone. Now I'm going to explain this project's vision and the direction over time. That is Now I'm going to explain about the roadmap of events scheduled by the IUCEE Student Club of Atria. At first, we have many short-term goals to be accomplished. We are starting with creating a website of our very own IUCEE student chapter, and by creating the website along with the social media account. And while preparing this roadmap, what we have confirmed is that we'll be conducting workshops on every month. And as you can see, in the first month, we'll be organizing a workshop on basic designing using tools like Canva and Figma. And the first big event which we're gonna conduct using IC in the IC club is the Technical Freshers Day for all our juniors of ATR. And on the month 2, we'll be organizing the webinar along with a workshop on networking, followed by joining new members to the club of ATR. And on month 3, apart from organizing a workshop on basic coding, we'll be getting started with organizing events such as photography, debate, tech talks, and quizzes. And on the month 4, we'll be organizing a workshop on building leadership skills and continuing with the events and doing projects. And the exciting month is the 5th month. We're gonna be in a full exciting events like organizing a techathon, project exhibition along with the field trip. So these are the events which is scheduled for the IC Student Club of Atria. Thank you.
Now, we, we will now ask our dignitaries to kindly release the student chapter certification. I request our dignitaries to do the honors. Thank you, dignitaries. You just have to have the guidance to lead you in the right direction until you can do it yourself. I consider this as a great honor on behalf of a student chapter to welcome Dr. Krishna Vedula sir to guide us through this unchiselled journey. Sir, over to your session, and we are glad to be led under your wings.
It's already afternoon, so good afternoon! Good afternoon! Yay, good afternoon! Good afternoon! See that, all of you energized. So I'm going to be talking from here, and I'll walk up and down, so move that camera to the side a little bit, so I can walk up and down, okay? I don't want to knock it down, but that's all. Okay. All of you are studying to become engineers, right? Raise your hand if you're studying to become engineers. Everybody here is engineering, right? Okay. Question. Who was the first engineer in the world? Okay, wait. Okay. Everybody think for a minute. Who was the first engineer in the world? Just think. Just think. Don't answer. No. Just think for a minute. Okay. Who was the first engineer in the world? And what did he engineer? What did he build? Okay. I want each one of you to think. And everybody, tell the person next to you what your answer is. Everybody. Tell the person next to you what answer you came up with. First engineer. Next to you. No, next to you. Who was the first engineer? What did that person invent or build? Okay, the person next to you, who the first engineer was. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna have. How about you? Tell me who the first engineer was. Yes, stand up. You don't have much of an idea. Guess anybody, your friend there? You have any idea? Who the first engineer was? Okay, we'll go we'll go up to the front here. Okay, you tell us who was the first engineer.
Sir, I'm not sure, but I guess it's Bhagwan Ram who made Ram Setu.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. So one down, one down, say two. Okay. Who was the first? Anybody else wants to take a shot at it? How about you? Okay, here we go. Everybody listen, listen, listen.
I guess early cavemen who
Early caveman. Oh, okay, bingo. Yes. Early caveman. How about you? Way back, okay? So we have to go way, way, way back to find the first engineer, okay? Because engineers do engineering. Engineering is about doing engineering, not just mugging up and get marks. That's not engineering. If you're spending all your time mugging up and getting marks, you are not learning engineering. You're wasting your time. If all you're doing is mugging up for marks, that's not engineering. Engineering is about doing engineering. So as this young man here said, way, way back, thousands of years ago, the caveman, I am hungry. I have a need. I have a need. I'm hungry. I see a little rabbit there. I want to catch that rabbit and kill it. So I would engineer a tool to catch the rabbit, kill it, and eat it. Engineering brain. I have a need. I want to design a tool to kill the rabbit because it's running faster than me. I cannot just catch it. So I have to come out with an intelligent tool, design it and build it, not just mug up something. But design and build a tool for killing the rabbit so I can eat it because I have that need, right? So I think, how do I go about designing a tool? I look around in nature. I find some stones. Maybe if I make the stone, sharpen the stone a little bit, and then throw it at the rabbit, maybe it'll hit it and kill it. Will it? Maybe if you're really lucky, you may be able to kill it with a sharp stone, but not very likely, right? The chances of killing it with a sharp stone are not right. So that version 1.0 didn't work very well. First two. Version 2.0, maybe I take the same stone with a sharp tip, and I look around at a tree. I take a branch like a stick, and I find something else to tie that stick with a sharp stone. Now I've designed what have I designed? A sharp stone and a stick, right? Javelin, spear. So that the physics of that allows me to aim at the rabbit a little more better and maybe get it better than just throwing a stone at it. So version 2.0 better than version 1.0. I have a spear, aim and kill it. Still, not so great. Not such a great chance of. Let me think some more. Design version 3.0. I look around and say, I take this stick from the tree. I take the stick, make it a little bit flat, and I bend it. So I bend the stick and release the load, it goes back up again. Oh wow! I bend the stick, release it, goes up again. Whoa! I discovered physics, elasticity. By looking at nature, I've discovered elasticity. Bend the stick, goes back. Wow! Maybe I can use this understanding of nature to develop a 3.0. So I take the stick, I bend it, I look around for something on the tree that's like a string, and attach it up its bend. What have I designed? A bow. Right? I've designed a bow. I've taken the elastic energy from the stick, attached a string, and stored it there. Designed a bow. Now I take that earlier 2.0 version, little stone stick, that becomes my arrow. And now I have much greater precision in aiming and killing the rabbit. I had a need. I designed a tool, improved on it, improved on it again. In the process, I probably made many mistakes. Trial and error. I made many mistakes, did not work. Eventually, I got a bow and arrow that works. So, engineering is about building something to satisfy your need, and the process requires making mistakes. So, nothing wrong in making mistakes while you're doing engineering. The person who invented the light bulb made 999 mistakes before they got the right proposition. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because learning is very often by trial and error. When you first learned how to ride the bicycle, you didn't know how to ride a bicycle just by yourself. Bicycle is there, got onto it, you fell down. Got on again, fell down. And your brother or sister said, okay, get on up, I will hold your seat, let you balance. And so gradually, after a while, with some help, you learn how to ride a bicycle. Once you learn it, oh wow, it's easy. Rest of my life I can ride a bicycle with no problem at all. Trial and error. Make mistakes and learn. So in your classroom, if you're a faculty member, I encourage the faculty members to allow them to make mistakes. Somebody makes a mistake, don't say, get out of class. Okay, allow them to make mistakes again and again. That's the only way they will learn to get things done. Okay? So that is what engineering is, not mugging up and getting marks. You have a piece of paper that says you're an engineer. Okay? Maybe the system today makes you do that, unfortunately. Okay, your faculty, your teachers, institutions today, they reward you for mugging up and getting marks, and that's fine. Just do some of that. But keep in mind, a real engineer is about doing engineering. I have a time machine here with me. Okay, I have a time machine. Anybody know what a time machine is? Anybody invented one? Yeah, what's a time machine? Shout. Absolutely. It can travel back and forth in time. I have one right here. Okay. I want you to first think of three needs that we have today. Okay, three needs. I need to communicate, one need. I need to have transportation, second important need. I need to be in good health, so I need medical help. I have a medical need. Okay, just focus on three needs. Each of you think of one technology you are using today for communication, one technology you're using today for transportation, one technology you're using today for medical health. Think about it. Okay? For each of those three. Think about it for 30 seconds. One technology for your transportation needs, one technology for communication needs, one technology that we're using today for medical needs. And tell that to the person next to you. Whatever you thought about, everybody. Talk to the person next to you. The need for those three needs. So everybody, I won't say everybody talking. Change ideas. Everybody, talk. Three needs. Communication, transportation, medicine. What technology are we using today? Exchange ideas. What technology we're using today? You need to design our camera, right? Otherwise, you just get my stomach all the time. Okay? Technology we're using today, communication, transportation, medicine. Anybody want to volunteer? Okay, what are we using today? Any one of those needs? What are we using today for transportation? How did you come here? Yeah. What vehicle? Car. Okay, so good. Car is what technology we're using today for transportation. How about okay, 5G phones. Wow. Okay, I thought mine is still 4G. Okay, telephones. Okay, we did communication. Okay, today we're using that. What technology are we using for medicine?
Smartwatches. Smartwatches and
Smart medicine? Yeah, but for health. Smartwatches. Okay, oh, I think it's what's it? Oh, okay, good, good. Okay, good, great, great. Okay, so smartwatches and machine, CAT scan machines, all kinds of it's a full of technology, right? Fine. So that is today. What's the date today? Today is the 31st of October, 2022, right? Okay. Told you my time machine is there. We're all going to get to my time machine. Everyone get fit, big enough. Go to time machine and go back 100 years. 31st October, 1922. My time machine. Everybody, come with me. Let's have fun. Okay, everybody come with me. Enter time machine. Right. And we are now entering 31st October, 1922. Open your eyes. And my mama were there, sitting in the village. Okay, my great grandmother sitting there in the village. Hey, hi, how are you? Okay. So I look around. What am I using for communication? 1922. What am I using for transportation? What am I using for medicine? October 31, 1922. Everybody think. Okay? Now we talk to the person next to you. Those three needs. What am I using for transportation, communication, and health? 1922. 100 years ago. Yeah? All right. The last. Okay, wonderful. Bullock cart for transportation. Communication, anybody from here? Communication? Letter, fantastic. Medicine? Fantastic, okay? So 31st October 1922, we'll be using bullock carts with letters and verbs, right? For these three words. Now, take my mama with us onto the time machine and come back to 31st October 2022 with my mama, okay? Okay, again, come back. Okay, we are here again, 31st October 2022. My mama steps out of the time machine. Wow, what is this? What is that? What is that? Oh my God, look at all these things. I can talk to my great granddaughter in America from my iPhone and see her. Whoa, I can travel somewhere in 2 hours, thousands of miles. Wow, if I had a problem with my kidney, I can take it out and put a new one. Wow, whoa, magic. Mama, I said, wow, look at this world full of magic. There's magic everywhere with all this technology. Whoa! Who are the magicians? Where are the magicians? Who made this all possible? Who are the magicians? Who are the magicians who made all this possible? Engineers are the magicians who did the magic to develop all this technology in the last 100 years. You are all learning to become magicians. You're all learning to become engineers, learning to become magicians who can do the impossible, build technologies for our needs, which you cannot even imagine. You are the magicians, and your teachers I'm going to teach you how to do magic, not just mug up and pass exams. He'll teach you real engineering, how to do real magic, build and design technologies that will be used for our needs. Get back in the time machine with my mama. Now we go forward. Okay. 31st October, 2122. 31st October, 2122. What am I using for transportation? You know, what am I using for transportation? Communication. Medicine. Okay, what am I using? Yeah. What are you using?
Hyperloop.
Hyperloop, okay. Flying cars, okay. Medicine, how about medicine? Anybody for medicine? What are we using for medicine in 2122? Yeah? Anybody ideas for medicine? 2122. Can't even think about it, right? Can't even imagine. That's the whole point. We cannot even imagine what technologies will be happening using for our needs in the year 2122. But magicians will have invented those technologies. You would have invented many of those technologies. Your children would have invented some of those technologies. All magicians by doing engineering, not by mugging up and getting marks. Okay? If you are spending your 4 years only mugging up and getting marks, some of it has to be done, but nothing else, you have a problem. You will not become a real engineer. You have to do engineering, which means you have to work on projects, different types of projects. And that's what this chapter is all about. The IUCEE student chapter is all about doing projects. Some of what you do in the classroom, might be and all, some of you might have good teachers making you do projects in the classroom. But the student chapter is about all of you trying to come up with ideas for doing projects. And why is that important? By doing projects, you learn the skills that the world says is important for engineers to learn. Okay? Not just smiling up. You have to learn how to think. Critical thinking, creative thinking, innovative thinking, all of which do not come by just mugging up and passing exams. To learn how to work with teams, learn how to communicate, learn how to solve real world problems that are around in society, and do projects. Okay? So think about it. It's not going to happen overnight. Some projects might be big, some projects might be small. But you have to do them, not just think about them. Get to the point of doing them. So design, come up with ideas and for projects that makes us do and not just imagine solutions. Simple projects. So I'm going to switch to this light switch somewhere. Yeah, turn off the lights. Turn off the lights for a minute. Yeah, I'll be on 5 minutes and I'll give you a chance. So, all right, I'll turn it on again. Turn it on again. So, okay, when you turn on the switch, light switch, my question to all of you, did I generate pollution? Okay, when I turn on the switch, did I generate pollution in the world? Okay, question, okay? Everybody, think of that question. When I turn on the light, did I generate pollution? Okay, how many of you think, raise your hand, that pollution has increased because I turned on the light? The other people don't have an opinion? So you think the other people think there's no pollution created by turning on the light? If I charge my mobile phone, outlet, am I increasing the pollution in the world? Okay, so those who have your hands up, why? Why am I increasing pollution by turning on the light?
Yeah, by indirectly we are creating the pollution because the electricity is generated using the if the electricity is generated with the coal.
Fantastic. Okay. Great. Okay.
And if it is a renewable energy source, then
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Good. Okay. What was your answer there in the back? Why am I increasing pollution?
Each time we use electricity, we are exploiting natural resources. Like uranium, for example, we have lots of nuclear power plants over here. From that only we get the resources. So that's where we are exploiting.
So every time we're using energy, in a big hand, I know many others in the room also knew the answer. So electric generation, all of you know, might know the process. 70% of the electricity in India is generated by thermal power plants. By thermal power plant, which means somebody is digging the coal mine, coming up with coal, which is fossil fuel, burning the coal in the thermal power plants, generates heat, generates carbon dioxide, which pollutes the atmosphere. The heat that is generated heats up water, creates steam, steam pressure increases, and the steam pressure then allows you to turn the turbine blade round and round and round, mechanical energy. So chemical energy has become mechanical energy now. The turbine blade goes round and round and round. If I put two magnets on both sides of the turbine blade, that electromagnetism phenomenon gives me electricity to the wires coming out of that thermal power plant. And that goes into our here. So you're turning on the electricity here. Somewhere where there's a nearby thermal power plant, carbon dioxide is created. And why is that a problem? Because in the last several decades, we have noticed that the level of carbon dioxide has gone up significantly. Because of that, global warming has taken place. And so we have had temperature, even if it's 1 or 2 degrees, that's a big temperature rise in the ocean waters. And the global temperature has gone up. If that happens, the Himalayas will start melting, the oceans will start rising, some cities will start getting submerged, and all kinds of problems, right? So this is a problem that I will not have to worry about. I'm old enough, I will not be around to see some of it. But you guys, your children, and you will have to face these problems. What better area to think of doing projects as student chapters? As student chapters, teams of 2, 3, 4, or 5, think about specific projects that you can think of doing, which might require the problem-solving cycle. It's called design thinking. Identify a problem, do some research on why the problem happens, find possible solutions to that. As a team, decide which is the best solution, build a prototype, test it. If it doesn't work, build a prototype, another prototype, and go back. This is called the design thinking cycle, the problem-solving cycle for all engineering projects. If you do these things, even if it's 1 or 2 small projects, you will acquire the skills of critical thinking, creative thinking, communication, working teams, and you will get jobs that nobody can believe. Okay? You go for an interview, you talk about the real problems, real engineering that you did, that will impress an interview better than saying, oh, I mugged up all this stuff and got 100 marks in the AI course or something else. What project did you do? How did you use that information to show engineering? Okay? So, I want, as the last exercise, every one of you, think of one small project that you can do, to decrease pollution in the world. One small project. Don't talk about something that somebody in America or somebody in the world can do, or somebody else can do. You, what can you do? A small project to decrease pollution in the world. Think about it for a minute, everybody. You know the routine, right? Talk to the person next to you about that idea. Everybody. Buzz, I want to hear the buzz. Everybody talk to the person next to you. What can you do to decrease pollution in the world? Actually, as a team. What can you do? Just imagine. All right, I will not. Great. So that's good. Keep thinking about that. I'm not going to ask you anybody to tell me what you thought. That's your homework assignment. All your student chapter officers and all the officers collect ideas from everybody as to what they can do to decrease the pollution in the world and use those as starting points for some of the chapter activities that you might want to do. And we will find ways people who can help you, like Dr. Ravi Salagami works in industry, electric cars, or Anil Pandit who worked in GE for many years. They are people who can help you, guide you, faculty will guide you. Okay? So, over to Ravi. Let's just take a few minutes after that, and then Anil will talk.
Krishna, which year are we in now?
Which
year are you in? First year. That's better. You are in the current year. Okay. So I'm not going to. I think Krishna has beautifully explained why you are in this student chapter and what you need to do. Right? They're all clear. Okay. Clear? Yes, sir. Okay. I'm just going to ask you two questions. Okay. That's it. First question. Anybody can answer. Why do you want to become engineer? You know, so 2 or 3 answers are excluded. My mom and dad told me is not okay, or I want to get a job is not okay. Okay? Anyone? Anyone?
Provide something useful for the society and myself.
Good. Anyone else? I'll ask 2 more people and then I'll stop. Anyone else? No? No? Guys don't know? Okay. How many of you agree with them? Raise your hands. Okay. That's good. So I take it that okay. So you want to solve problems for the society, do something useful for the society. That's what you want to become engineers, not just to join Infosys or TCS, right, and go to US or something like that, right? Okay. So that's first question. The second question I want to ask you, anybody can answer. Who do you want to model yourself? Who's your role model for engineer to become an engineer? Who do you think of when you say that I want to become an engineer? Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Okay. One more. Wow, wonderful. Saram Vishweshwaraya. Wonderful. What do you think Vishweshwaraya is a role model? Awesome. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. It's nice to hear. Okay. So that's the second advice I have for you. So you are going to become an engineer to solve problems in the world in your community. Second thing is look for role models. If there are look for role models around you in this country, okay, in this space. I'm glad to hear Vishweshwaraya's name. He's probably one of the best engineers India has ever produced, and we are still talking about him. I want one of you guys to become one of those role models, which as Krishna took you to next 100 years, right? We'll be talking about one of you. Okay, that's all that I have. Thank you.
He's based in Bangalore. Don't hesitate to give him a call, WhatsApp with him, and have him interact with you. Anil Pandit also is from Bangalore. Here we go. What
I had another 10 years, which is really true. It is 51 years. Right. That's much. Can you all see me, or should I go on the top? Yeah. Yeah. Uh, like I mentioned earlier, I'm small in height, stature also, so I need to be on the platform. Okay. Very simple. We are setting up this food store, and we just have a new committee. I am very amazed at the names. Can you hear me last? Okay, fine. Good. So we have this logo of IUCEE, which is I am teaching, are they learning? Are they learning? Who is that they? That they is we all students. And we know whether we have learned or not. And the students chapter of IUCEE can give that feedback whether I have learned or not. Because teacher is teaching, am I really learning? And I am very happy that we have started with the 1 month setting up a website, doing a technical freshers day. Wonderful, great opportunity for the students to give the feedback, have I learned or not? Or which is the area which I have not really been comfortable. I have attended the whole class, presence is there, everything is there. I was really keen, all the 30 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever. But have I learned or not? Or what is the deficiency I have found? If that is captured, that will be fantastic. And I would suggest that if there is a platform where this is captured, I'm sure some other students have already learned it because of their own background, whatever, and they can also teach. In fact, they say that peer learning and peer teaching is also an important part. When I was learning engineering, and if I didn't know anything, I had friends to whom I could go and they would take time out and explain to me. And sometimes that was even better than what the teacher had explained in the class. So, setting up this chapter would be a great initiative of finding out what is it that is lacking in learning. How can it be supplemented by students also, not just the faculty, and of course, but all these things collated together will be a great help for the faculty. How to improve upon. And I would think now, go back to the new committee members. We begin with Kushal. Kushal is Kaushalya, the capability. We need to have that skill, right? From there, we come to Abhishek, which is doing physical work. We have Abhishek, who will do the work. So we have to do that work of setting up this platform, finding out ways of capturing it, and so on and so forth. Having done it, we will have Aishwarya. Benefits of all these. And when we have received the benefits of all these, Kirtana will talk about it. We will talk about it. We will do a Kirtan about it. Let us not forget that is not a small goal. Blowing our trumpet is one of the major arts. Even while you go for an interview or internship or doing any vocal examination. So, Kirtana will be able to tell us how to articulate things and do it. So, talking about it, putting it across, and my suggestion, humble suggestion, is when you get it done comprehensively, put it on the My Government site and let one day Modi talk about it in his Mann Ki Baat. Thank you.
Let me end on one other point that I wanted to point out. Okay, I have used some techniques here while talking with you that got you actively discussing, engaged with me. Okay, thinking about things, talking with me. This is called a dynamic classroom. Even if there are 100 people here, I created a dynamic classroom where I taught you things, right? So the technique that I used is already, your faculty are being learning to use that technique. It's called think, pair, and share. Okay? The reason why this technique is important is the research has shown that we're sitting in a classroom like this, and I'm standing up there, 4-point slide, 4-point slide, 4-point slide, chop right on the board, right on the board, talk, 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 on and on and on for 50 minutes. It's a waste of time. Research has shown after 10 minutes, maybe even less, of this PowerPoint slides, talk and talk, you are going to go into la la land. Okay? You will sit just like you are. You'll be sitting like this, but your mind is in la la land. Okay? After 10 minutes of listening to PowerPoint slides and lecture, traditional way, you will be in la la land and thinking of something else for the next 40 minutes. Waste. Waste of your time, waste of their time. But if I, after 10 minutes of giving a lecture, if I did one activity like this, but I asked you a question, as you think about it for a bit, reflection is important. So without talking, think about it for a minute or two of the question. It could be any subject. And after that, the teacher will ask you to pair or three people talk about what you thought about as the answer to that question. So there's noise, buzz, everybody's talking. You are learning from each other in those 2 minutes. When you're talking about the answer to the question, learning from each other, it's shared. And after that, what do? I went around specifically and said, what did you talk about? What did you talk about? What did you talk about? Asked just a few people to share. We learned a lot in that process. Much more than if I got up there and did PowerPoint slides for half an hour. This is called active dynamic classroom. When you're talking to each other, creative thinking is happening. That noise means you're learning something new from each other, and then you learn from each other. So this technique, I'm hoping many of your faculty will start using them as much as possible in your classroom. So we're going to end today's session with a little bit of yoga. Okay? Some of you might have come earlier, might have seen me doing some yoga with the faculty, right? So this yoga is going to be interesting. So I'm going to stand up. We're going to laughter yoga. Laughter yoga. And we're going to do it this way. Okay? I will show you a couple of steps, couple of laughter yoga exercises. You will all do it together, right? Okay. Now, first step. All of you stand up. First, show me that you laugh really loudly, louder than me. Okay? Ho ho! Ho ho! Ho ho! Ho ho! Blood circulation, breathing, always helps your health. Okay? One more, and
I would like everyone to give a big round of applause to our dignitaries. We appreciate your presence and wonderful words, sir. I'm sure that the student chapter will definitely create a silver lining for the budding engineers. Thank you once again, sir.
We have arrived to the end of the event, for which I'd like to call upon our newly appointed treasurer, Ms. Aishwarya, for the vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. I'm really gratified for giving me this opportunity to deliver the word of thanks. First of all, I'm thankful to the Almighty for giving us the courage and spirit in making this event even more successful. I, on behalf of my team members and all the organizers, pass my warm thanks to all the audience for their significant presence in this meeting. I especially thank our chief guest, Dr. Krishna Vedala, the founder and director of IUCEE, for his vital appearance. Sir, thanks a lot for your appearance and thank you for spending your precious time. I also thank Dr. Ravi Salagame and Mr. Anil Pandit, who are the MRCs. I thank Ms. Sampada Pachauri, our student chapter IUCEE coordinator. I thank our principal, Dr. T.N. Srinivasa, and Dr. Nalinakshi, our event coordinator, for being an immense support. I will also thank all the HODs for joining us here. I will also thank all the faculty volunteers, student volunteers, and the technical team for making this event more graceful and glorified. Such a big event was not possible without your zeal and wisdom. I thank all the audience once again. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ms. Aishwarya, and to everybody present here.
This was Atria's IUCEE student chapter signing off. Thank you once again.